I'm the coach. You're locked into the NFL on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we'll see the new man in D.C., Case Keenum, and the Washington Redskins as they square off against the number 6 overall pick, Daniel Jones, and the New York Football Giants. With that, let's get up to MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Washington Redskins. Calling the action from up top, Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis with you. We got an NFC East matchup here, CD. The most difficult division year to year to really predict. In fact, no team has repeated as division champ since 2004, 15 years ago.
And that was the Eagles, correct?
Yeah.
They went back-to-back. Well, let's be honest about it. The way that these teams match up, the way that they draft, all trying their best to win their division, very similar styles. Eagles won the Super Bowl not that long ago. Washington, with good health, they were winning the division last year late in the season. How about New York with the Giants trying to make their move? And, of course, Dallas won the division a year ago. But this division is so interesting with Saquon Barkley in New York. Did you know that the caddy of Tiger Woods wore Saquon Barkley's jersey underneath his caddy outfit at the Masters in 2019 when Tiger won for the first time in a long time? Let's be honest about it. Saquon Barkley, he's pretty popular.
The New York Giants offense taking the field, and Charles, everybody knows what we're about to discuss because all the talk this week is about the change in that quarterback position from Eli Manning to Daniel Jones.
And the clock began when the Giants selected Daniel Jones in the 2019 draft, number 6 overall. And you remember all the hoo-ha there was about that. Many thought that the Giants reached, shouldn't have taken him that high. Tough off-season. But then OTAs and minicamp, he looked good. Preseason, Daniel Jones looked terrific. And the Giants off to an 0-2 start. They thought now was the time to begin the new era. And Daniel Jones will get his first start at Tampa Bay.
Tough for Eli Manning, obviously. What do you think of the change at this point?
I'm not surprised. Again, I thought it might come a little bit later. Frankly, I thought Eli would get one more start in Tampa. And if they got to 0-3, they would make the move. Many thought they would wait until the open week. But the way the offense has sputtered, I really think there's a lot of pressure on the Giants organization. And let's face it, when you take a quarterback in the top 10, he's going to play sooner rather than later.
Now Jones. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. The completion good for 3, and it's second down. And the starting offense now for the Giants.
And everyone's going to be watching running back Saquon Barkley, the rookie sensation in 2018. He will draw all the attention now on offense with Odell Beckham Jr. now in Cleveland.
Ready to go. 53 is the mic. Here we go. Shoot.
Here's the former number 2 pick, the Pro Bowler Saquon Barkley. Give the tackle there to Josh Norman. And now a look at the Washington defense.
At corner is Josh Norman. I would think he would want to quibble a little bit. Actually, you know Josh would have a full discussion with the metrics people who say that maybe he's not the elite lockdown corner he thinks he is. He would say, ask all the receivers in the NFC East. They would think differently because a day against Josh Norman is a very difficult day for any receiver.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive. Jones operating from the gun. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The end result, 21 yards. Just the first quarter of tackling going to be so important going forward. They've got to limit plays like that.
And that's something when you see it happen early in the game and they don't get him on the ground, you can always tell that they were concerned about it going in. Because I can just tell you from my days, I remember being in college and worrying all off-season about our season open opponent, and they had a receiver that could shake and bake with the best of them. I tackled him on the first pass of the game, and the relief was incredible. Ended up having a pretty decent ball game. But if I had missed him, it would have been a
different story.
long night.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. He was trying to get it to Benny Fowler that time. That'll bring up second down. By the way, I got to apologize because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, and we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. It'll wind up being a loss of 2, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
The Redskins on 3rd down, putting an extra man here in the secondary.
Ready.
Jones fakes the give to Barkley. He'll buy some time right. He may try and run for this. So no sack. He gets back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll still bring up a 4th down.
Well, the defensive guys won't be real happy because there won't be a sack on this play because he did get back to the line of scrimmage. But what a job they did overall. Hemmed him in and gave him nowhere to go with the football.
Fourth down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
So they wound up passing on a long field goal try, but that works out for them really well. That one's down inside the 5-yard line.
And it's risky because your punter, if he puts it in the end zone, the net result not worth it, but there, I think worth it. Washington trotting back out onto the field here offensively. And, Charles, this is a team that you've seen personally weeks 1 and 2, both close division losses. What do you make of the 0-2 start for the Redskins?
They've played a lot like I expected going into the season. I use baseball term for them. Good field, no hit, meaning I expected their defense to maybe be a top 5 defense in the NFL, and their offense might struggle a little bit. Well, against Philadelphia, the offense played really well in the first half, completely shut down in the second half. They lose a close one. Then against Dallas, they take the lead right away. Then Dallas comes back with a big rush after that. The defense hasn't played up to the standard I expected, but they're not going to be an easy out for anyone all year long.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Now it's AP, Adrian Peterson. And he takes this just about a yard shy of the 20. 16 yards, a first down. Peterson, by the way, passed Jim Brown for 5th on the all-time rushing touchdown list with his 107th this past week. Next up, number 4, Walter Payton has 110.
Jim Brown, Walter Payton. Adrian Peterson's name ranks right there with those guys. That tells you about his career. And he came back in this game really wanting to prove something. Because remember, week 1 in Philadelphia, a healthy scratch for the first time in his career. Now with the injury to Darius Geis, he becomes a lead runner again for Washington. Look out. He's going to run really, really tough.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
Keenum. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it.
Timing is everything, and they work on this cut all the time. They work on all the timing patterns, and this time it paid off for them. Worked him to the center of the field, cut it to the outside, ball's delivered, gets both feet down for the completion.
They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. A shotgun snap for Keenum. Jordan Reed has it. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. A nice first down pickup on a gain of 6.
That throw's not going to get them a whole lot, but that really didn't matter, did it? They got what they needed on that throw. Picked up the first down, and I'm going cliche here. Game of inches, partner.
Absolutely. Well, and you talked to me a lot about opening drives, how key those are to set the tone. You kept the drive alive. Third down conversion here is big. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Throwing is Keenum. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. Can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Back to the air. Keenum on 2nd down. Here's a screen to Powell. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
Keenum on target to McLaurin, and able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? A little bit of daylight on that first down run sets them up nicely. 8 yards on the carry. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2 at the 30-yard line.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple.
We got 4.
Play action. It's Keenum. Middle of the field, he's got McLaurin. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 12-yard line.
A gain of 18 on the play. And the Redskins first down.
Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. No score after 1 on EA Sports. The Redskins with the football here to begin quarter number 2 as they've got it with a 1st and 10. First down, here's a run with Peterson. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
This to McLaurin out on the left side. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
They'll run for it with Peterson. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. No gain on the play, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They try again with Peterson. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play. And that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play action and throw the ball. I say commit to the run and think about it being 4-down territory.
Keenum now on 3rd and goal. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. From 3 yards out. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Boy, it's nice to have that big, reliable target you can go to.
Each and every time. A lot of people see that position as a fallback. Throw it to them when all else fails. Not at all. This guy can make plays, and that's exactly what he just did.
Yeah, play here for a touchdown. Dustin Hopkins on now to add the extra point. It's good, and the Redskins take a 7-0 lead. That drive, a long one, spanning 15 plays. And it was polished off by a Redskin touchdown. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Giants offense taking the field here, and Charles, earlier we talked about their 0-2 start to the season. It's their 6th in 7 years. That is an astounding stat. So the change at quarterback, but the bottom line is they got to find a way to get wins.
They certainly do. They're 4-13 at home in their last 2+ years. That's the worst in the NFL. And making the change and getting the start for their young quarterback, Daniel Jones, on the road at Tampa, I think is a really good move rather than starting him at home the very next week against Washington. Let him get his feet wet on the road. Teams tend to band together, us against the world mentality on the road. Let's see if that works for him before he comes home to face the New York crowd.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First play of the drive going for 14 and also going for a first down.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Here we go. 30 base. 53. Mike, 53. I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. Let's go.
Throwing on first down. Jones. Open man right side is Ingram. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. A healthy Evan Ingram, that could be a great elixir for New York this year. The season ago, he only played in 11 games because of the injuries, 35 catches, which was a dip down from 2 seasons ago when Ingram caught 64 passes. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing, Jones. They'll complete this to Ingram as tight end. And he coughed it up, and the Redskins scoop it. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line. And great effort. Does he get burned for that in film? He fought through some tackles. End result, though, a fumble.
It's going to be one of those situations where he'll get yelled at about the fumble, but at the same time get a check mark for the extra effort. And so it's one of those tough, tricky things for coaches. You don't want to coach it out of them so much that you take away the effort. You just want them to be conscious of taking care of the football.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Round 20. Oh, here we go.
Following the fumble recovery, Keenum. And he's going to be sacked. They sack him back right at the midfield stripe.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Now Keenum. Throw to the right here, taken in by McLaurin. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down.
But it appears that they read man defense and went to the out route, and what you have to do on that one is the receiver's got to make sure he works the defender towards the middle of the field to give himself space to cut to the outside and have that ball delivered with good timing, and they got it done.
Keenum on 3rd down. Open man is Quinn, able to connect. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line.
Here we go.
His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down.
But that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
Keenum now, 9 of 11 passing in this first half. He's got his guys at 1st and 10. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Now this one to his tight end out on the right side. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Defense.
So that one will be accepted.
Automatic 1st down.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. From the gun, here's Keenum. And he's got it. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. From 8 yards out. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further.
Great field position has to be one of the best friends an offense can have. When you don't have very far to go, you should cash it in with points.
Here's Hopkins now for the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Redskins 14.
Just a 4-play drive that time. And the result, a touchdown for Washington. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This is taken at the 3. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. And New York set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. Now Jones throwing on first down. And he's got it complete to Fowler. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air, and sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Ready! 50, plant.
Here's Jones on first down. The tight end, Rhett Ellison, with it. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. 2nd and 3.
53's the mic. 53.
2nd and 3. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Fowler. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 38-yard line. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well run route.
Jones now. Only one pass has hit the ground for him. 10 of 11 thus far. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
They work again from the 38 on 2nd and 10. Jones now to throw again. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 25-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. Right hash mark of 42-yard attempt. And the kick by Rosas is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. Remember with Rosas, there was some speculation last year in the preseason that he might not hold on to his job with the Giants.
But he certainly answered the challenge, didn't he? 32 of 33 during the regular season. 97% that is. And was named to the NFC Pro Bowl team. And by the way, at 6'3", 234, he can bench press your kicker.
After the field goal, here's Rosas to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everybody, to our abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. This game's had a little bit of everything thus far and certainly plenty to look forward to as the teams are right back out there for the second half. So we'll get right back out there as well as we'll turn it back over to Brandon Godden.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Redskins in a good spot. They've got the lead. They will get the football as the second half gets underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Keenum and the Redskins now going to come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. The third quarter starts with a run by Peterson. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. They run the counter. Thompson. It'll be a 5-yard pickup there. So from 2nd and 13, they're back to a more manageable 3rd and 8.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. Shotgun snap for Keenum. And he finds McLaurin. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 16 yards there, and it's a Redskin first down. They'll run on first down. It's Thompson, and he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 46. Back to the ground. This time it's Peterson. They'll get only a couple down to the 44.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
At the Giants' 44-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run again with Peterson. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. It's a first down on a gain of 10.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll fake the give. Now Keenum. Out to the left here to Reed. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Such a valuable commodity to have a tight end who can run and get open. How about what he just did there? Worked his way from right to left across the field and found his way free.
Here goes the hot. Hot. In the face. Watch twist. Watch twist.
A 10th carry now for Peterson. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
That loss of 3, a rare stumble on a promising drive. Here's 2nd and 13. Shotgun handoff to Thompson. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Give him 2 yards that time, and it's going to leave him with a 3rd and 11 situation.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
Back to throw, Keenum. That is caught inside the 5. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard.
Right. 47, Mike 47. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Okay.
They'll run with Peterson. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Redskin touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Redskins are able to stretch the lead out further.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the 3rd quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
Now it's Hopkins to add the extra point. And it's 21-3. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's capped off by a touchdown run by Adrian Peterson. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
Let's go.
Here's the Giants offense now getting set to start the third quarter. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get back to where you were to start the half.
Jones and the Giants now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Now Jones. Throw left side, complete to Ingram. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Saquon Barkley running right. Not much there, maybe a couple up to the 35.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got a chance to pin their ears back and get after him now.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Here we go. Check 13. Check go.
Now Saquon Barkley. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. On 2nd down and 4. Jones throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 44-yard line. Jones now 13 of 15 passing. That's good for 87%. It's 1st and 10. Jones from the gun, he'll throw. And this is taken in one-handed. What a catch. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
Gotta love the catch. I think you gotta love the gloves as well.
Yeah, these one-handed catches, that was great. And they're fun. They're becoming a little more ho-hum, aren't they?
Yeah, they really are. And I know that it sounds like we're taking credit away from the guys, and we don't mean that at all. They really work hard on this one-handed catch thing, but I think the gloves have to be helping in a big way.
That's complete left side to Shepard. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Barney sold the go route really well. Thought he was going deep, then curled it back inside for a nice completion.
DBs love when they pump the brakes, don't they?
Yeah, that's really a whole lot of fun. It's almost like you said, listen, if you're going to sell the go, just go, and let's see who's faster.
55's my guy, 55.
On 3rd and 2. Jones. It's caught. Shepard. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 24-yard line.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. Third down, and they pick up a first.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it's so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, and they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
Jones heading up here 1st and 10, and he's hit on all 5 of his pass attempts on this drive so far. Back to throw. Jones. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. Now Jones operating from the gun. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. It's Ryan Kerrigan getting the sack. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure.
On the ready.
And the Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on 3rd. Here's Jones. From the gun, he'll throw. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down.
He's crashing.
Jones now throwing on 4th down. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Giants go on 4th but come up empty. And the Redskins defense going to take over on the turnover on downs. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
And here come the Redskins now. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
A good starting spot for the Redskins as they come up 1st and 10. They start the drive with Peterson. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage, use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning. The throw over the middle taken in. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. 22 yards there, a 1st down. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win. But as many people have pointed out to me, This is a video game, man. Go ahead and put the numbers up. Sportsmanship, not an issue.
Exercise those fingers. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Man, I got you. Man, I got you.
Throw left side complete. That's Richardson. No gain there on the completion. 2nd and 10.
Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained, so they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. And no doubt what they're looking to do is just salt away the final couple of minutes and escape with a win. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Richardson.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
On 3rd down, Thompson. And he's going to have a 1st down here as he gets this one to the 17-yard line. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
I have to chuckle to myself a little bit, Brandon, because right now I could be in that huddle with that offensive line, and I know exactly what they're saying. If you call a pass play here, we're going to call a timeout. Run the football. We've got control of this thing. Get him behind us and let's go.
Their time to shine.
Here goes the high. Like 20. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
On 1st down, Peterson. And they'll get him down right around the 16. Tackle made by Marcus Golden.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got. Kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill.
So hail to the Redskins as they get the victory here. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the 2nd half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the 2nd quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a 2nd half. The adjustment, whatever they did in the locker room, it certainly worked.
It certainly did, and you're exactly right. Whether it was an adjustment, whether it was just more focus on what they planned to do going in, whether they just played better, whatever it was, it all came together in the 2nd half, and no points were allowed. That's a great way to close them out.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we sign off from MetLife Stadium.